What's going on, everybody? Mike G here with Chrome Vending, and today I'm getting ready to take this machine apart because I've been getting a lot of questions from different people about different phases of taking a machine apart, refurbishing it, putting it back together. So today we're going to disassemble this machine, and I'm going to scrub it, clean it, spray paint it, make sure it's working, check everything, put it back together. And in the process, I'm going to show you everything that comes along with it to refurbish it, clean it up, taking the locks off, putting the locks back on, and making sure the coin mechanisms work, make sure the candy funnel and the candy wheel is turning properly, how to set everything. So stick around, we're about to get right into that now. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the back. We're going to take our tubular key and we're going to open up the money box. Very highly rusty, so this thing doesn't even hardly want to turn. I don't know if I can refurbish that. I might have to just get a new one for there, but we'll see what we can do with it. So it's looking like I'm going to have some problems with these as well, if these are just as rusted as that one. So I'm going to try to get this open. Let's see here. Okay, well, this one opened. Let's see if this one opens. Looks like I'm gonna need some WD-40. Alright, now what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna take some of this WD-40 and I'm gonna spray it down in here. And let that sit for a minute and see if it'll help to loosen it up so that I can get this top off and continue. It's only been in here literally about 30 seconds. But that should be good enough. Okay, there we go. See it turn and open right up. Well, these aren't too bad. These aren't rusted, so maybe they just needed a little bit of WD-40 inside. Sometimes that's all they need. For the globes to come off, you have to make sure the back piece is off. Otherwise, it'll stick right in here, and these won't be able to come out. So let me flip this around and show you how easy it is to take these off. These, you just fold them forward like this and they pop right out, and they all pop right out easily. We're going to take the entire thing apart now, which is three main pieces. We have this top piece, which if you just step on the bottom and wiggle it back and forth, it comes right off the pole. So I'm going to set this down to the side. And also, to get the pole out, you do the same thing. Step on it and just kind of wiggle it around a little bit. Let's take this piece off first. Now you can clean this and paint it and put it back on, but for me, they crack and break so easy, I just get rid of them and I clean this up and spray paint the pole, and it looks a lot nicer, especially with that piece not being on there if it cracks. So just take this and try to wiggle it back and forth. Sometimes they get stuck in there. And these are the main pieces. So it folds up pretty small, as you can see. If you wanted to ship it and mail it, it wouldn't take up a lot of space if you wanted to pack it up and take it somewhere. But you can see how nasty this is. We're going to scrub it down and clean it and spray paint it and have it looking like new. Alright, the next thing you're going to need is a few tools. Now, you can use a drill if you want, if you have the right heads. I don't know if you have tools like this. If you don't want to invest in something like this, I don't necessarily use it myself. I just use a lot of time Phillips head screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. And it's better if you get one that has the magnet on it, so it'll hold the screw, it'll be easier to get out of there. Very helpful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this tray off. So if you look down here on the bottom, usually there's 5 screws. But on this one, there only happens to be 3. I have some extra screws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all 5 in when I get ready to put it back together. But they pop out just like this. And there's a nut on the bottom half that will come right out. So I'm going to take all these apart, and this will just come right off Here are my screws. So now we have the tray off, and then we're gonna need the Phillips head. We're gonna have to go in here to take the coin mechanisms and the candy flap. That whole faceplate is gonna have to come off. And we have the funnel right here that the candy comes down. So to take that out, if you can see in here, there's 2 screws at the bottom of each one. And to get that off, I have to unscrew these screws. So I'm just gonna unscrew these screws real quick. Again, that magnet coming in handy. And there's a little flap right here. We'll just take this and push this down and push it out, and it'll come out. These 2 little flaps up here at the top go right underneath, and it pushes this right in here when you're putting it back in. So easy popping out. And we do this on all 3 of them. Okay, here it is. I got all 3 of the face plates off of it. And this is your base to your machine. And here's your face plate. This is where the quarter goes in and where it turns. So this is the flap. We're gonna get a quarter and we're gonna put it in there. And we're gonna turn it to make sure that it's working well. Okay, I only got a handful of quarters. Now, I'm just gonna try these out one at a time. So I'm gonna put the quarter in and I'm gonna turn it. As you can see, the quarter turning, and it's gonna kick out right there in the corner. So it's gonna fall right into the tray. So we know that this one works. We're gonna try this one. Same thing. Make sure it kicks out right there. And there it is, it kicked out. And let's try this last one, make sure that it works. You always want to make sure your pieces are working. Okay, it's clicking, that's a good sign. There it is, it clicked out. And this explains sometimes why the quarters will get stuck up here on top of the candy funnel. Because sometimes it won't kick it out. So when you're doing your collections, you'll have to reach in with your finger, and sometimes there'll be a whole stack of quarters up here. I've had stuck up here $4 or $5 before. So just make sure you check up here when you are doing your collections. We know that all 3 of these are working now. So we're gonna move right on to the cleaning process. Let's go. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scrub and clean out all 3 of these globes. But before I start, I have one more piece that I need to take off, and that is the candy wheel. So right back here is gonna be one little screw. As you can see, it's a Phillips head screw. So I'm just gonna reach right down in here, and I'm gonna take this little piece off, unscrew this, pull it out of there. Okay, come out of there. And you can see that it's clipped in with these little clip pieces. So you have to lift them up slightly because you don't want them to break. And then slightly just pull this little piece off. See how easy this comes out? And then it's also wedged in here into these pieces, so you have to lift it up. And this is the candy wheel. And this is 3 parts by itself. And then you can just reach in here and push this one forward and take it out. So we have the top piece, which the candy falls in, and this is the side that it's dispensed from. And we have the candy wheel. This is where the candy goes in and spins around to the back of the machine, where when it gets back here, it drops it down the funnel, the candy funnel. So it'll fall in this one. When they put the quarter in, it spins it and then releases the candy right here. It comes back around, you put the quarter in, it fills it up, and they twist it, and each time it keeps coming out. So this piece will come out, the candy wheel. It sets in here, and this is how you set your candy. If you'll take a look, you'll see little notches right here, and this is where you set your candy, because on this piece there's a little notch right here that will go inserted into one of these grooves, depending on where you want to set it at. So if you set it on number 1, which is the largest setting, it's going to give a pretty wide amount of whatever you're giving. If you're giving out a capsule of something or a large gumball, you're probably going to set it bigger. If you're giving a portion of something smaller like Skittles or Reese's, you may want to set it on the furthest setting, which is 7. And as you can see, it'll give a very small amount. I don't usually set it on that number for any of my candies. I will always go to at least number 6 or 5. And some other candies I will even go a little further, like peanut M&Ms, they're a little bigger. So I will use the 4th one, and so on and so forth. But it's really up to you how much you want to dispense and how much you want to let out. But I'm just showing you how you want to set your wheel. This is how you do it. So now I'm going to take these pieces off of all the rest of the canisters, and I'm going to start scrubbing. Okay, I have all of the pieces taken apart from the canister, from the globe, and I'm getting ready to scrub them now and make sure they're super clean. And then I'm going to run them through the dishwasher just to make sure they're super clean. So here we go. Okay, what I like to do is I just get a scrubber and some regular dish soap, which I have. Put it all over this brush here. Spray them down real good first. And get ready to wash them off. Yeah. And what I do next is clog the sink. I'm just going to put a little bit of this detergent in here, and I'm going to throw all of these pieces in there and let them sit, scrub them out real good, and after that, that's when I throw them into the dishwasher.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away.
Okay, and now everything's going into the washer. Okay, now I gotta scrub the base plate and the tray. It's good to get it fresh and clean, because when you paint it, you want the paint to be able to stick good, and it won't stick good if it's dirty. Okay, now we're getting ready to spray this bottom piece down. Got it nice and clean. Now we're gonna get the pole. Cover all this rust up. Make it look brand new again. Look how nice that's going on there. And if you hold it back a little bit, when you're spray painting it, with the Rust-Oleum, you really don't have to worry too much about the drip. Kind of do it in little spurts. I do mine up and down with the pole. And there you have it. Looks brand new. Now the dishwasher is done, so it's time to go and freshly paint the globes, the mechanisms, the body, and get all the rest of it taken care of. So let's go. I'm going to take all this stuff out now that it's clean. Alright everybody, if you liked the video, make sure you check out part 2. And make sure you Hulk smash down on that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can get instant notifications every time I put up a new video. Until then, I'll see you next time.